there, Beth from scrappingwonders.com, and I have a really brief art journal layout here that I did for you. This is in my TN insert that I have going, and it has the amazing Tomoe River paper in it. And this time I tried to use Dilutions paint, and it worked beautifully. I have never used acrylic paint like this way, like basically finger painting in my Tomoe River insert yet. I have used acrylic paint on the Tomoe River paper before, but through either a stencil or a silk screen, and I know that that works perfectly. But this time I was really going at it with my finger painting techniques here. So I have 4 Dilutions paint colors here. I have I believe it's bubblegum pink, midnight, teal or turquoise. I think it's teal or turquoise. I don't remember exactly. And then the white. And all I did was the first side, I laid some paint down. I dried it up real good. I am also using my little handmade craft mat that you can also find in the shops as well. And they are plastic. And the Dilutions paint had already dried on the mat, and I'm fine with that because, again, it's for art, and so I'm okay with it being a messy craft mat. It's really just there to prevent the paint from seeping over to the other side of the page, because that can happen sometimes. Not seep through, but the sheet can move when you're finger painting like this, and with the mat being there, it's just another layer of protection for the paper that is underneath that piece of paper. So what I did on this side is I really wanted a purple, a little bit of a purple, so I put the midnight right on top of that pink paint that I had originally laid down in the corner on the left hand side of the paper, and that gave me a really deep purple. And I was okay with that. I was going for a little bit of a lighter purple, so I probably should have used the lighter blue, but it worked and I got what I wanted. Then this like feathering look that I ended up getting by just swiping my finger across the paper that way made me super happy as well. Then I went to drying because the next step for me is to grab a stencil. And I grabbed a Dina Wakley stencil that I have, and it basically is a bunch of words talking about art and talking about who you are is completely up to you. And see, there it goes. At the end of the day, who you are is completely up to you. And it says a lot of other things, but that's what I was going for, was those words, that at the end of the day, who you are is completely up to you. And I put that through with this sponge thing, and my daughter got me these for my birthday this year, and I love them. I use them all the time, but I must admit this was probably not the best way to lay down the paint for this one. I probably would have been better off with either a makeup sponge or a distress ink pad. The sponges that you use for distress ink, one of those. Just because I had some seepage through, and I probably wouldn't have had so much seepage through if I had used one of those other options. But again, it's art journaling, and I'm okay with that, and it's all about the layers, and I just kind of went with it. Now, what I loved that happened, which for me was just like a happy accident, because I've never layered the white over other paints like this before. So what ended up happening as I dried the white paint with my heat gun, it seeped into the colors. So like the background colors kind of seeped through, and you're going to see that as I dry it, that the white is not such a vibrant white anymore. It kind of takes on the color that's behind it. And I thought that was just so cool. And it's just definitely something that I will be doing again. So you can see there, now that it's pretty much dry, that the white is not white. It is the colors behind. And because I use different colors, I have a variation. And that's just so cool to me. Then I got out this Prima stamp. It's a tiny stamp, but it's one of my favorite stamps to use. And some black archival ink. And I just went ahead and stamped this. It's like a brick looking thing, and I just randomly stamped it in places. It was nowhere, anywhere perfect. And then my page was curling up, which is normal. when you're art journaling, the pages curl up, but it'll be flat by the after I'm done, because I'll lay a book on it or something and it'll flatten out overnight. But I needed something to hold it in place for right now, so I grabbed a binder clip just to hold the plate down. And then I went through my box of die cuts and such stuff that I have. It's just random stuff. And this is actually a piece from the packaging that I saved from James Davenport product. I don't even remember what product it was. It might have been the acrylic paint or it might have been the watercolor paint. I'm not sure. And I used my Beacon 3-in-1 craft glue to stick that down because it was just handy and it was there. So I stuck this down and I called this little mini art journal layout done. I really hope you enjoyed watching it, and thank you so much for watching my videos. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Bye.